Hello, and welcome to session number 3 of Model 2, in which we are discussing about the buoyancy concepts. So, in this session, we look at one more method of determining the metacentric height, that is mg. So, yeah, the last session we looked at analytical method derivation, where the second moment of area was considered with respect to the length longitudinal axis of the object. So here we have the experimental method, uh, so that we can find out the metacentric height. So here we can see two figures, where a body is floating in the a body is floating with some amount of volume in water and some amount above the surface. And on this surface, let a small weight W1, which is known, is placed over the vessel or some object as shown here. So this object or the vessel or some ship, whatever it is floating here. Let W be the weight of this object or the ship or the vessel, including this W1. And as usual, G is the center of gravity of this object of the ship. Then B is the center of buoyancy of this vessel. So vessel means usually the ships are called as vessels, or some submarines, you can call them as vessels. So here what we are doing is we are just trying to move this weight on one side. So when you move this weight W1 on one side here, you can see it has come down here. So because of this, the vessel will be oriented, it will be tilted, so that what happens is, as we discussed in the earlier sessions, the center of gravity and center of buoyancy will be shifted to G1 and B1 respectively. So because of this tilting, okay, so what happens is the buoyancy force, the location center of buoyancy will change, and with that B1, if you draw a straight line to the normal axis of the vessel, we get the metacentric height m, metacenter m. So and this is as usual the water surface, you can see here, and this is the angle of tilt, and x is the distance by which the weight W1 has moved from the center to the one end of the vessel. So this is the experiment to be done. So with this what happens is, so here you can see the center of gravity is now G1 and center of buoyancy is B1. So we take the equilibrium condition where the moment, which is caused by the moment of the load W1, which moves through a distance x, that will be equal to moment caused by the shift of center of gravity from G to G1. So we take moment for this weight into x, that will be equal to moment because of this G1. So this force into the distance, that is the distance moved by the center of gravity from G to G1. So this distance we are taking here. So here you can assume a triangle, and you can use the trigonometry to calculate the distance G1. So here you can see here moment due to change of G is nothing but this, that will be equal to the W into Gm tan theta. So this W into Gm tan theta. So tan theta is nothing but adjacent by opposite by adjacent. Okay, so you just imagine a triangle here, G1M. So in this triangle, right angle triangle, tan theta, it will be opposite G1 by adjacent GM. So moment due to change of G is nothing but W into GG1. So W into GG1, as I told you, is nothing but GG1 is nothing but GM into tan theta, because tan theta is GG1 by GM, so GM will be GG1 into tan theta. That's what is taken here. The moment due to change of G is because of this G into this distance. Similarly, moment which is caused by the moment of the weight W1 is nothing but W1 into X. So this moment is there. So W into W1 into X. So W1 into X is there. So here again, this W1 is nothing but the weight into GM tan theta. So that moment will be equal to this moment. Okay, so these two will be equal now. So these two are equal, so you can calculate the GM. So GM is nothing but W1x, that is this one, divided by W tan theta. So here W1x and this is equal, these two are equal here. So you take this part, so from this part GM is nothing but W1x by W tan theta. So this, using this formula experimentally we can find out the metacenter, that is the height, metacentric height, that is the distance between center of gravity and the metacenter. So this is the experimental method, and in the last session we saw about the analytical method. So using these two equations we can find out the metacenter or metacentric height. So we have some problems here. So using the analytical method we will find out the center of that is metacentric height GM. So one simple problem is there, where a block of wood is having specific gravity 0.7, it is floating in water. So we have to find out the metacentric height, that is GM, and the size of the wood is given here, volume is given. So this is the front view, and this is the y-axis, the top view. You can see the length of the wood. This is the length of the wood, this is the width of the wood, and this is the height of the wood. So it's a wooden block with length 1 meter, width 1 meter, and height 0.8 meter. So this is floating, this wood piece is floating in the water, and the cross section is 1 meter by 0.8 meter. This is the top view, this is the front view. So this is the water surface, and this much amount depth it is there in the water, in the liquid. So obviously we have the center of buoyancy here, center of gravity will be half of this 0.8, since it is a rectangle cross section, and above this will be the metacenter. So we have to find out the distance mg. So using the Archimedes principle, that basic principle, weight of the wooden block will be equal to the weight of the water displaced. So weight of the wooden block, you know, specific gravity is given. So weight of the block is nothing but density, that is the weight density into volume. So density, since specific gravity is given, density of the wood will be equal to specific gravity into 1000. So specific gravity into 1000, that is 0.7 into 1000 into 9.81 into volume, that is this one, will give you the weight of the block 5494 Newton. And the weight of the water displaced is this one. So again it is nothing but rho g, that is density of water, g is 9.81, and this is the volume of the water displaced. So volume of the water displaced is 1 meter, the length is 1 meter, the width is 1 meter, and height will be h. So this water displaced will be equal to weight of the wooden block, 5494 Newton. So if we solve this, we will get h is equal to 0.6 meters. So this height is 0.6 meters. So from this diagram, h is 0.6 meter. So what will be AB? AB will be half of this h. So center of buoyancy will be half of the object height, which is in water or which is below the water surface, liquid surface. So h, half of the h is nothing but center of buoyancy. So that is from this bottom it is AB. So half of this is AB, 0.28 meters. Then what about AG? So AG is the center of gravity, that is half of this height of the block. So it is 0.4 meter. So if that is the case, so AB is known, then AG is known, we can calculate BG. So BG is 0.12 meter. So but according to our derivation analytical method, what is mg or gm? So gm is nothing but the moment of inertia about y-axis, that is about the length of the object, length of the block, divided by the volume of the block, divided by this volume. So volume of the object which is immersed minus Bg, the distance between the center of buoyancy and center of gravity. So this is the formula you would remember, analytical formula. So using this now we'll calculate the mg value or the metacentric height value. So this moment of inertia about y-axis is nothing but, you can say, so it's a rectangle now. So top view about y-axis, it's a rectangle. The moment of inertia of this will be, so this is the breadth and this will be height now. So bh cube by 12. So any moment of inertia of a rectangle cross section will be bh cube by 12. So b is the width, h is the height or length here in this case. So that will give 1 by 12 meter to the power 4. And volume of this immersed body in the water surface is 1 meter by 1 meter, length is 1 meter, width is 1 meter, and height is 0.56. That will give 0.56 meter cube. So this is the volume. So we know the moment of inertia value, we know the value of V volume, and we have known the value of Bg. So using this equation, if we substitute that, we'll get Gm or mg as 0.028 meter or 0.03 meters. So we know that when Gm is positive, more than 0, then the object which is floating will be in stable condition. So always the metacentric height should be above the center of gravity, and center of gravity should be above the center of buoyancy for stable condition. So we have one more problem here. So we have a rectangular barge. So usually the barge is simply a platform which will be floating on the water. So you can assume in military applications a platform will be there for transporting vehicles or any other things. So also in daily use common man applications. So in rivers we use this barge to connect the people from the land to this particular ship or boat. So rectangular barge is there of width B. So barge is simply, you can assume it as a small ship which is having particular depth in the water. So rectangular barge of width is there B, So this is the width of the barge, and the height of the barge which is in water is h, and center of gravity is at the water line. So center of gravity will be at the on the surface of that at the interface. So we have to find out the metacentric height in terms of b and h, and we have to show that for equilibrium of the barge, b by h will be greater than root 6. Anyway, it's only mathematical calculations, so mathematical relationships you can get it. So here, so since h is given, now we relate the distances OB, BG, GM with respect to this h and b, so that we can prove this, we can arrive at this equation here. So here we start with OB. So B is nothing but center of buoyancy. So center of buoyancy will be nothing but half of this height of the barge which is in the water surface, which is in the water, which is lying below the water surface. So obviously OB will be h by 2, half of this h by 2. And OG is now already given, it is h. Okay. Then L is the length of the barge. So that is in top view, you can see the length in y-axis. So this is the cross section, this is the width and height, depth, but length will be in y-axis. That is in top view, you can see that. So this is the length. And BG, so again if you look at this here, BG will be half of this again, so h by 2. And so BG is important for us according to this equation. So according to this equation, I want BG. So I know BG is nothing but half of this h by 2. So once we know BG, and now we'll come to this equation BM, that is BM. So this BM is nothing but this part, that is moment of inertia by V, that is this one. So this is BM, this is BG. So BM is moment of inertia with divided by the volume of the immersed body. So if you calculate these two, if you come to know these two, you will get to know the metacentric height. So BM is now moment of inertia with respect to y-axis with divided by the volume of this. So moment of inertia is nothing but, in case of top view, the barge's length is given here. So length into the, it is a rectangle now. So the moment of inertia of this rectangle will be length into height, or the breadth in this case. So that is bh cube by 12. So b will be this length now, depth will be this breadth in case of a rectangle. So it is length, h is the depth, is nothing but breadth here in case of top view. So it is lb cube by 12. Then the volume is the length into breadth into the height which is in water, so lbh. So if you simplify this, we will get b square by 12h. So now we know BG, we know BM, so we can calculate the GM value, that is metacentric height. So according to the formula, metacentric height is nothing but GM is nothing but BM minus GB or BG. So both of these we have calculated now. So BM is b square by 12h minus BG is h by 2. So if you simplify this, we will get this one. So it states that for stable equilibrium, GM will be more than 0. So B by H should be greater than the square root here. So B by H square will be equal to, so if you bring it on the right hand side, so for the condition to be this to be positive, so we will simplify this, and if you bring it on the right hand side, B by H square should be greater than 6. So if you square on both sides, so if you take square root on both sides, B by H will be root of 6. So this is how you arrive at B and H values. So the formula remains same. So metacentric height is nothing but BM minus BG. So this formula you have to remember. So BM will be equal to the moment of inertia with respect to y-axis divided by the volume, and this bg will be the distance between center of gravity and the center of buoyancy. So this is how we can calculate, or we can prove that b by h is greater than root 6. It's only mathematical solution, mathematical analysis here. So using your simple mathematics, you can prove this. Again, we have one more simple problem. We have again a wooden cylindrical block. So just imagine a cylindrical block here having specific gravity 0.6, and it is required to float in an oil of specific gravity 0.8. So specific gravity is given, so you can convert that into density of wood and oil. And if the diameter of the cylinder is d, so this is the diameter of the cylinder and length is L, we have to show that L cannot exceed 0.817 times of d for the cylinder to float with longitudinal axis vertical. So now the cylinder is the vertical direction, it is floating in the vertical direction. So length is given and diameter is given, and you have to prove that the length should not be greater than 0.8 times of the diameter, so that it floats vertically. So the cross section of the cylinder is circle now here. So length is given and cross section d, area is given. So weight of the cylinder now will be equal to weight of the oil displaced. So weight of the cylinder is nothing but weight of the oil displaced. So weight of the cylinder is nothing but its volume into weight density. So volume is nothing but the cross-sectional area into length, that will give you the volume of the wooden cylinder. So area into length, then this rho is nothing but the density of the wood. So specific gravity is 0.6 multiplied by 1000, we will get 600. Density of the wood is 600. Then rho g, so g is there, it will be equal to weight of the oil displaced. So again, weight of the oil displaced is nothing but this much volume of this wooden block in water, that is h. So again, the area is the circular area, cross section is circle, pi by 4 d square, then into the length is h now, and specific gravity is 0.8 for the oil, so density will be 800, then into g. So if you do this, simplify this, you will get the value of h in terms of length. So this h is in terms of length L. So now we have this depth in h in terms of L. So now we will find out OB, OG, BG, GM, all those things in terms of L and D. So now OG, that is center of gravity on the bottom, will be half of this, so it is L by 2. Then OB will be, this is center of buoyancy, that will be half of the immersed body H, so it is H by 2. So OB is H by 2, and H is expressed in terms of L. H is expressed in terms of L. So it is 3 by 4, 0.75 means 3 by 4, so it is 3 by 8 L. Then I know OG and OB, I can calculate BG. So BG is nothing but OG minus OB. So these two now is there, just substitute, you will get L by 8. And coming to BM, so BM, we have to again put the analytical equation here. So BM is the moment of inertia with respect to the y-axis. In top it is circle, so with respect to y-axis we take the moment of inertia and volume of that immersed body. So moment of inertia of the circle of the cross section is pi d to the power 4 by 64. We know that for circle moment of inertia will be pi d to the power 4 by 64 about the diameter, and volume of this immersed body is nothing but pi by 4 d square into the height, that is the height which is the body, depth of the body immersed in water, h. So pi by 4 d square into h, that is the volume. So what will happen to this Bm? So Bm is d square by 12L. So now we know all the terms. We know what is Bm, what is Gb, and what is Ob. So we can calculate this Mg or Gm. So Gm is nothing but Bm minus Bg. So this distance is nothing but total distance Bm minus Bg. I will get this distance. So use that simple formula, simple equation, substitute the values. So you will get Gm, that is the metacentric height, is equal to so much here. So now we have this term in terms of L and D. So for stable equilibrium, I want G will be greater than 0. So push this to the right hand side. So bring one term to the right hand side. So if you make it d square by 12L is equal to L by 8. So you can bring it on the right hand side, and if you simplify that, you will get L 0.817D greater than L. So simplify this in terms of L and D, we will get L should be less than 0.87. So this proves that L should be less than 0.8 times the diameter of the cylinder, so that the cylinder will be floating vertically along the length of the cylinder. So like this, problems will be asked on buoyancy. So buoyancy, remember that weight of the object is nothing but weight of the fluid displaced. This is one formula, and buoyant force is equal to weight of that buoyant force is nothing but weight of the gravity or the gravitational pull of the object, or weight of the object, according to Archimedes principle. Then you have to remember the stability of the submerged bodies and stability of the floating bodies. So in floating bodies we have metacenter and metacentric height, and accordingly we have to calculate metacentric height, okay, the distance between Gm, Bg, all those things, and using analytical method we can calculate the metacentric height, or Gm value. So Gm value is based on Bm and Gb. So use this equation. So Bm is nothing but it is in terms of moment of inertia with respect to volume immersed. So if you know these equations, these formulas, we can solve any problem based on the buoyancy. So remember these two equations. Weight of the cylinder is nothing, weight of the object is nothing but weight of the all displaced, and to calculate the metacentric height you have to remember this equation, that is Gm is equal to Bm minus Bg, and Bm is nothing but I, moment of inertia by volume, and Bg is nothing but the distance here. So if you remember these two equations, we can solve the problems based on the buoyancy. So with this we'll stop here, buoyancy. In the next sessions we'll look at fluid kinematics. So buoyancy, we have 3 sessions, and we have seen basic equations, and we have solved some problems based on buoyancy. Thank you.